when the family feud.
Crime scene tape surrounds multiple homes here in this Natchez neighborhood as the Adams County Sheriff's Department investigates the murder of 62-year-old Lana Brown Bradley. Her described her death as an unimaginable loss that will never make sense.
Walk in the house, they could just see where somebody had been cleaning up at it, and they could smell chemicals all throughout the house. Floor was extremely slippery, and the oldest son said that this is just unusual for the youngest son to be cleaning up the house like that.
Water slashing.
And the fact that when he opened that bathroom, deputies could see a black substance in the toilet that wasn't described as anything that would come, from your body in that way. They were disturbed at what they were seeing. The members went to the left, my deputies went right. Next thing you know, as both my deputies and the family were trekking through this wooded area, the deputies heard a scream. They heard someone yelling, "It's a head."
Family, this is one of those stories you still can't truly believe. Even after seeing all the reports, all the condolences, and all the people paying their respects, you keep hoping somehow it ain't true. But unfortunately it is. And this story right here deserves a much bigger conversation. Earlier this month, a beloved retired teacher, a mother, sister, granddaughter, grandmother, and a friend lost her life at the hands of her own son. Now before we even go over the details of what happened, I think it's important we ask a bigger question. How do you truly support the people you love the most when they may be the very ones putting you at risk? And at what point is enough enough? When do you stop allowing someone's struggles in life to become your burden to carry? And what really counts as love? Is it continuing to help someone no matter what? Or is it finally telling them no? Because in this case, according to social media posts and people who knew this family, this mother did what most mothers do. She tried. She tried to love her youngest child through his struggles. She gave extra patience, extra grace, extra chances, the extra TLC only a mother can give. Because no matter how old your child gets, to a mother, that's still her baby. And she wasn't about to turn her back on him. But sometimes when helping turns into enabling, consequences follow up.
That is true. Sometimes you do have to, not even with your kids, even with if it's a mama, a daddy, a sister, a brother, a niece, a nephew, a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend. Sometimes you just have to put your foot down, because if you just say yes all the time, like that one time you say no, they gonna forget all those other yeses, and so you have to put your foot down and make boundaries. Especially, it's a lot of there's nothing wrong with your kids your adult children living with you or still being at home. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as they have a job, they clean, they could probably even cook sometimes. Everything's pleasant. They're not going disturbing your place or going in and out of the house at crazy times, trying to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend lay up in your place with you, having babies and doing all that. But if they're just, trying to get themselves together, doing all type of stuff, then yeah, it's certain things that you just should and shouldn't allow. But, a lot of, parents do, enable their children.
Snap. And unfortunately in this story, when that mother tried to put boundaries in place, her own son allegedly responded in the worst way possible. Today we're going to break down exactly who this mother was, pay our respects, and look at what led up to this heartbreaking situation. Because it wasn't just the fact that he took his mother's life, which is already devastating enough. It's the details surrounding how it happened, what makes this story even harder to process. After I lay out these facts, I'm not going to do too much talking. I'm going to let you hear directly what investigators and the sheriff's office had to say themselves. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. And when it comes to today's sponsor, recently a jury had ordered Meta and YouTube for their role in designing addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body image issues. Fam, today we're going to Natchez, Mississippi, where the community is mourning the loss of a retired educator, Lana Brown Bradley, whose son has been charged with murder according to the Adams County Sheriff's Office. Brown Bradley was 62 years old and a well-known and loved educator with the Adams School District. She worked for at least 30 years, touching the lives of students across the city. The school principal at Morgantown Elementary, Tony Martin, had quoted, "I think what I'll always remember is how she made people feel and her smile. She had a big, beautiful smile. Her students felt valued and her colleagues felt supported. As mentioned, she was a mom of 4 beautiful children. Her youngest was Zachary labeled Jackson, now 29 years old. 4 years ago, when Zach turned 25, his mom went to Facebook and said the following: "Celebrating little Zach during his birth month. You've come a mighty long way. Love you, Pooh." 2 years after that, now 27 years old, in May of 2024, Zach had graduated a local community college, and with his mom went to Facebook and said, "So proud of you, Zachary. You preserved as God removed the obstacles in your path. You are blessed and highly favored." After looking at this mom's Facebook account, you could tell she loved all her children equally, but Zach is the one who needed the most love. Now, Miss Brown and her 4 kids grew up in a modest home that she purchased in 2009 for a little more than $144,000. It came with a basketball court in the driveway, an in-ground pool in the backyard, and a little less than 2 acres. The square footage of the home was a little less than 3,000. Now, eventually, all Miss Brown kids that moved out and moved on, except Zachary. As we all know by now, Zachary is the youngest. And even though he was 29 years old in 2026, it's important to note that he just graduated community college 2 years prior. And of course, his mom not going to kick him out until she had no choice but to try to. It got to the point where Zachary wasn't listening. He was being defiant. And even Miss Brown didn't feel comfortable in her own home. And it was alleged that when April came, Zachary had to go. On April 3rd, 2026, Miss Brown told her son he was getting evicted. He didn't take it well, and on the next day, things would turn tragic. Now for days, Miss Brown's other kids didn't hear from her, so they called authorities to do a welfare check.
We begin tonight with a story you will only see here on 12 News. New details tonight about the brutal murder of Lena Brown Bradley, her youngest son accused of killing her. But it's what investigators found after searching for the retired educator that is so shocking. Adams County Sheriff Travis Patton sat down with me one-on-one. We must warn you that some of the details from the crime are graphic. Out as a welfare check on Melanie Road in Natchez on April 4th has shaken this historic city on the river.
That night, I felt like changed every last one of us.
Longtime and respected member of the Adams County community and retired educator Lena Brown Bradley was dead. But that's not all. It's the way she died.
This was one of those cases that you will never, ever forget in your life. This is the type of case that follows you home.
Deputies were called to this home after her oldest son couldn't reach his mother the previous day. 2 of her other sons lived in the house with her. Her middle son had been working.
As soon as they walked in the house, they could just see where somebody had been cleaning up at it, and they could smell chemicals all throughout the house. Floor was extremely slippery, and the oldest son said that this is just unusual for the youngest son to be cleaning up the house like that.
The youngest son, Zachary Jackson Jr., was found locked in a...
Look at him. He just, you kill your mama because you a spoiled brat and you can't get your life together. Yeah, you graduated, blah, 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 but what? Just because she put you out? Like, be a man. Or you should have been doing what you were supposed to do. Like, that's just so weird. I don't understand people that do the wrong thing and then they get mad at you for it. And for you to take it this far, put him under the jail.
Downstairs bathroom where deputies could hear water splashing.
And the fact that when he opened that bathroom, deputies could see a black substance in the toilet that wasn't described as anything that would come, from your body in that way. They were disturbed at what they were seeing.
So the sheriff ordered a full search of the area. The property sat on about 2 acres of land and was surrounded by heavily wooded areas with a bayou and creeks. So they called for help from the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations. Time was not on their side as storms were coming and evidence could be lost.
Family members went to the left. My deputies went right. Next thing you know, as both my deputies and the family were trekking through this wooded area, the deputies heard a scream. They heard someone yelling, "It's a head. It's a head." And of course, everything changed at that point. It was like they were frozen in time because nobody could believe what they were hearing.
They also found a suitcase, but their biggest find would be inside the house after the sheriff called in a plumber to remove the toilet.
I can say what was in the toilet, and it was her flesh. He chopped her up in pieces. He dismembered her in a way where he knew that whoever came looking for her were going to have to do their due diligence and they were going to have to go above and beyond to find her. And that's
sick. For you to do that to your mother, like, to kill her is one thing, but like that, you didn't shoot her, you didn't stab her, and then run off. You took your time to dismember this poor lady.
we did. We found her. We found where he started to dispose of her at, and we had to get excavators out to get the rest of her.
So he spread her body parts over the property?
No, he had body parts in the suitcase, and then he flushed the rest down the toilet. He took his time and he dismembered her in a way where he can discard the pieces down the toilet.
So they were small pieces?
There were a lot. And I'm not trying to sensationalize what he did, but that's just what he did.
What happened at this home has left many in this community wondering what went so wrong.
He had threatened her the day before because she was looking to have him evicted from the home. So she was in the process of doing it and had just went to the court the day before to have him removed from the home.
29-year-old Zachary Lavelle Jackson Jr. is charged with first and second-degree murder, mayhem, and tampering with physical evidence. He remains in jail without bond. His next court date is tomorrow. Now, Sheriff Patton wanted to emphasize to us that despite the family for many years questioning the son's mental health, a family and friends can only do so much if a grown adult does not want to seek help. Tomorrow night at 6 and 10, we look at the challenge facing the family, the possible mindset of the suspect at the time of the murder, and how the impact on this heinous crime has had on law enforcement and the community.
It's a sad story, and as we wrap up, we do want to say
It's a sad story, and God rest her soul, and God bless the rest of her family and her kids. But if he could do what he did and then try to hide it, he know what he was doing. He know what he was doing is wrong. So I don't want to hear no he can't stand trial. That's just a cop out.
rest in peace and love and condolences to the family. So fam, after hearing a story like this, it brings us right back to the same questions we started with. When is enough enough? How do you love somebody without losing yourself trying to save them? And at what point does helping turn into enabling? And when the person you're trying to protect becomes the very person putting you in danger, what is the right direction? Because the truth is, a lot of families live like this, just in silence. A lot of parents keep giving chances because they believe love is supposed to be unconditional. A lot of mothers keep holding on because no matter what, that's still their child. And sometimes that love gets taken advantage of. Boundaries feel like betrayal to the person who benefits from your sacrifice. And unfortunately, in this case, what should have been a mother trying to help her son became a tragedy no family should ever have to live through. So while we pay our respects to her life, we also learn from her story. Love should never require you to lose your peace. Support should never come at the cost of your safety. And saying no don't always mean your love should be valued less. Sometimes it means you finally love yourself enough too. Rest in peace to that mother, that teacher, that grandmother, and that woman who meant so much to so many people. Love and prayers to everyone who was affected by this story. This was the story of a mom who lost her life to her own son just a day after trying to evict him. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch you guys on the next one.